This is our 2013 Scion FRS, and when we first got it, it was an absolute wreck. But after 10 months and hundreds of hours of work, we brought the interior and exterior back from the dead. But there's still one big problem. This car is slow. So what we're doing today is making this thing look as fast as it looks with a supercharger, some nitrous, a crazy exhaust, and a ton of other supporting mods. And our goal with this little boxer motor is to make 300 horsepower. So, will this little boxer survive all the power we're gonna throw at it? Will it blow up on the dyno and set us back to square one? My name is Tristan, and this is Unclapped. From the factory, this car makes 200 horsepower to the crank, and 170 of that goes to the wheels. But after over 10 years and a lot of neglect, it's safe to assume our number is lower. But we're gonna give it a shot, both figuratively and literally, to get that number a lot higher. Lord have mercy, look at this beautiful spread of Go Fast bits, all courtesy of Jackson Racing. And this, the Roadtrek Supercharger, is the heartbeat of the operation. This thing is special because it's different than traditional centrifugal gear-driven superchargers. I'm gonna show you how it works. What this is doing is taking the RPM of the belt and multiplying it 9 times to the final input shaft, spinning this thing at ridiculous speeds. One of the reasons that these superchargers have their own independent oiling system is it doesn't use traditional engine oil. It uses traction fluid. Traction fluid is specifically formulated to survive these conditions where this is spinning 90,000 rotations per minute. At the end of the day, this is just a big air pump that's just forcing a ton of air back into your motor. So the plan is cram as much air into this engine as possible, hopefully not blow it up, and go fast. Let's just get straight into the install. Step number 1, we gotta remove the bumper, so let's do that. Yo. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Are you still sick?
Yeah, it's chronic at this point.
I wanna point out a little cool fact. This is called your sound tube, and it serves no other purpose than pumping in intake noise into your cabin. We're getting rid of this. We're making some pretty good headway taking everything apart. We got the factory air box off, so the kit is gonna be replacing this with a new K&N filter.
Look,
hey, it's a good thing I didn't toss this right away. We are gonna be reusing the factory mass airflow sensor. Let's go ahead and get this lubed up. Here's our new housing, and it has this honeycomb grid pattern. Okay guys, this is really, really neat. These are the plastic covers for the top of the AC compressor and the alternator, and you gotta do some trimming so that that bigger supercharger belt can pass through. Dude, they have this piece of paper that all you do is just cut it out, lay it over the part, and it tells you exactly where to trim. You guys might be wondering, who are these guys? Well, that's Oscar number 1 and Oscar number 2. They are the geniuses behind Jackson Racing. I'm gonna tape this down and get the Dremel out. What do we got here, Stephanie?
so this is our newer pulley.
All right, so I think we just gotta put one more of these pulleys on, right?
It's already on,
Oh, both of them?
right there. This is the new one.
Why is this install going so fast? I feel like something bad's gonna happen.
Stop!
All right, guys, we have the new pulleys and studs installed into the front of the engine, and now it is time for us to run our new serpentine belt. This is what is actually gonna be spinning the turbine on the supercharger and driving all that air.
Where'd you get that belt?
Oh, some guy in New York.
Excuse me. I noticed your fit. It's super fire. What are you wearing today?
Got my Roadtrek supercharger sash, Goodyear serpentine belt, 3M, PPE.
Thank you so much, man.
No problem, dude.
If you're like me, you want to make the most of your summer. Track days, beach days, and grill outs. All that rest and relaxation could take a real toll on that old bank account. But thanks to today's sponsor, Upside, you keep a little more cash. Upside is a free app that gets you cash back at the pump, the grocery store, or when just dining out. No, it isn't rewards or points. You get real money you can transfer to your bank account. And you get 3 times more cash back with Upside than credit cards or loyalty programs. It is incredibly easy to use. Just make your purchase like normal, and the app guides you through the steps to get paid. Boom, done. No terribly designed menus designed to discourage you. No hassle, just cash back in your pocket. Look at that, like a boss. Top Upside earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you can earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use code RMS to get an extra 25 cents back every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or scan the QR code here to claim the offer. That is super easy.
I love gears and wheels so much. There was a Blue's Clues episode where he went to like Gear World, and it was sick.
I think that's an early sign of something.
No, I got tested.
For what?
Chill. All right, Looking good. I think it's about time we locate the supercharger.
Located.
Right now, what we're doing is adding these banjo fittings onto the supercharger. One's gonna be the inlet and the outlet for the oil. If you don't got good oil flow, ooh, broco. I'm gonna lower that into place.
Oh,
right. Hey, baby. I mean, the car is instantly cooler now. I could just leave that the way it is and everybody's like, damn, when are you gonna hook up the supercharger? So this right here is our oil cooler and it's gonna be keeping our Rotrex nice and cozy and cool. Now we are ready to mount it up to the intercooler. This threaded hole is where we're gonna install a stud to hang our intercooler.
You see this, Nolan?
Hi, Nolan.
Hey Tristan, this looks sick, dude.
Thanks, bro. This kit is so dialed. Compared to the Camaro, this is like...
We're all kind of traumatized by the Camaro.
Yeah,
bro.
we are.
That was a lot.
All right, so this is the blinker fluid reservoir, and it is gonna get in the way of the intercooler tubing. So Jackson Racing included a new blinker fluid reservoir. We have the factory washer bottle off. Now we're gonna remove the little pump at the bottom, and we're gonna place it into the new reservoir. Time to mount it up to the chassis. There we go.
I am routing the intercooler piping and tubing. I had it all loose just to mock it up and see how it was gonna fit and stuff. Tightening as I go, but I mean, it's looking good.
I'm loving this, dude. This is going, I almost said it. I said, this is going way too easy.
Don't do that.
All right, now it's time to get to working on the oiling system for the Rotrex supercharger. Here is the reservoir. From the factory, there's just this one random bolt right here, and it's just threaded in, and it serves no purpose. So the guys at Jackson Racing were like, all right, use that one. The person in the comments who leaves the best answer for why that random bolt is there gets a free t-shirt. What's great about the supercharger setup is its oiling system runs independent from the rest of the engine. If this thing decides to pop, you just put this thing on another one. One of the last things we need to do before we fill this system up with oil is just tie all these lines out of the way. Always make sure to cut your zip ties with kind of a sharp edge like that. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2 of the supercharger install. Supercharger, it's great. Easily one of my favorite parts of the car now. But y'all know I'm stupid. This right here is our sandwich plate for our dry nitrous setup. Dry meaning that we're just spraying that nitrous straight into our intake through the throttle body as opposed to mixing it with fuel. Why are we doing it this way? It's easier.
Ooh, this is cool.
They make a good supercharger kit.
How quickly will it blow the engine?
I have high hopes, honestly.
I think it might be all right.
We are putting that little plate in between the intake manifold and the actual throttle body. So it's just spraying it right up in there, down into your combustion chamber. I know the memes about galaxy gas and like nitrous and all that stuff are really funny, but don't do it. We're running into a little bit of a problem. With this piping and everything, and the supercharger now right there, we're gonna have to trim this up a little bit so we don't get any interference with the pulley. So we cut off about ½ an inch from this connector, and hopefully that fixes our problem. Oh yeah. Ow, God. That, oh!
That's what you get. Remember when you thought it was such a funny little joke?
We're finishing up with all these little rubber hoses. This is exciting, y'all. The cherry on top. Time to put that air filter on. Da-da-da-da! Supercharger in. What we got here is the magic sauce, the traction fluid. We put in some Heisenberg in the FRS. All right. Oh. Let's wipe off all this goo. This is the return line or outline from the supercharger, and we have it cracked so that way when enough of the oil has circulated through the system and filled it, you'll see a little bit of that blue oil start to weep out. No blue? So we had to start it for a quick second to get some of the oil to circulate through, and I heard that whistle for a split second. Yeah. I heard that whistle, baby! Now that we have the supercharger installed, we have to address some other things as well. This thing is forcing a ton more air into the motor than it's used to. And because of that, we're gonna have to increase the amount of fuel going in there too. Which is why we picked up these Works fuel injectors. They're 900 cc, a big step up from the factory, and it's gonna give us all the fuel that we need. This plate right here, we got our big sound deadening block. So while you get to work on that, I'm gonna get this other side loose.
Amazing, buddy.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Take a gander, my friend.
Beautiful. Where are you guys gonna pop this in the car?
I'm thinking passenger seat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Footwell? Or
No,
like
passenger seat.
in the passenger seat?
Correct.
How?
Strapped in.
It's not really that clean, would it?
Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you, Steph Badass. So this is the stock fuel reel. Here's our stock injectors. These have a flow rate of only about 450 cc, as opposed to these new Beachworks injectors, which are 900 cc. We got new pigtails too, so we can attach these to the OEM connections. What's awesome about these injectors is it includes these little pigtail connectors that allow us to adapt the OEM harness to this EV1 style connector. Who's up right now lubing they plug?
All right, let's get this fuel rail back in with those new injectors.
Okay, everything's buttoned up here. Let's go ahead and crank her over and make sure that the fuel injectors aren't leaking. All of our connections are secure. What just happened? The main fuse just blew.
Are you just a dead battery?
We're at 12.1. Something's fishy. It's doing that by itself.
It needs a tune still, so.
Do we see any leaks? I don't see any leaks. I don't smell any additional gas in the air. I don't see any gas pulling around by the injector, so we're all sealed up. I don't care how many times I jump start a car, it's always scary. Guys, this is a Link ECU specifically made for our GT86. This means we don't have to deal with any pesky wiring, splicing, any of that dumb crap. For the most part, you're gonna have to do some stuff because we have a nitrous and supercharger. But for me, one of the most intimidating parts about building a car is wiring. It just feels like math to me. It just never makes any sense. This is gonna save me so much heartache and headache. So thank you, Link Engine Management, for sending us this unit.
The ECU is kind of tucked in a weird ass space, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to remove it from there. It's right here, do you see it? It's right there. Bam. They actually designed this to fit on the OEM bracket, that way we can tuck it back in the same location. It's just little things like that that make installing aftermarket parts pretty easy and cool, you know?
Nitrous these days is getting a pretty bad rap, so we have to cleanse the air. I went to the corner store and got the Call Client incense stick. I'm guessing this is supposed to make telemarketers more successful, but it should work in the same situation as us installing nitrous on a FRS.
It's time for us to run our line from the nitrous bottle to our intake.
And to do that, we have this beautiful steel braided cable.
That's gonna connect right up to there. If you guys remember, we removed the sound tube, which pumps that intake noise into the cabin, and maybe we can use that pathway to route this.
Isn't that great? I'm sure you guys have noticed how goofy the rear end of the FRS looks, and that's because we have yet to install the carbon diffuser on the rear. That's because I just wanted to wait for, I got lazy. So what we're gonna do right now is go ahead and give this thing a good power wash and a scrub. In order to attach the valence to this rear bumper, we're gonna have to pull it off.
I know I'm kind of a dickhead, but I really think you've been doing a great job.
Whatever, dude.
Go eat it.
Okay. That way we can set a well nut into it and have a fixed, semi-flexible mounting point that's not gonna crack the fiberglass if anything ever gets caught. Oh! All right, now it's time to lift this thing up in the air so we can take the factory pipes off, because we got a sick new exhaust to throw on this thing. Normally, whenever I first buy a car, the first thing I do is cut the muffler off right away. Now, this motor can sound really neat. It's just whenever you're childish with it and you just put a fart can on it, it sounds cheap and juvenile. Ooh, ha ha ha!
Oh my God.
Steph, help me.
I'm going.
Okay. All right. Old one is out. We're still waiting on the new one. That truck's about to pull up any second now, and I'm stoked to see how it looks. Yo, the exhaust just arrived. Remark, the exhaust company.
Ooh, open it. Holy shit. Oh, those look good.
We're bringing the 2000s back, baby. Look at those welds. Got the burnt titanium finish. I want to give a huge shout out to Remark Exhaust. This thing is absolutely killer. The welds are beautiful. It's lightweight. The quad tips are badass. So I cannot wait to hear how this sounds. Because right now this car sounds like, let's test how much it actually muffles. That's way louder and it sounds like. Let's get this thing in first. You don't want to tighten everything all the way down. You want to be able to move stuff so that way you can change the angle of your tips, or if these pipes aren't lining up, you still have a little bit of wiggle room. The exhaust is on and I'm exhausted. Look how much cooler it looks, guys. I mean, look. All right, it's time to make this car's ass complete. Because before, it didn't have that BBL. And now, it's stinking. Guys, end of day 3, but we got so much done. The bumper, the diffuser, and not just that, that beautiful quad tip remark exhaust. I'm really, really happy. Guys, it is day 4. It's a beautiful day, but I know some of y'all in the comments are saying, when are you gonna put this on? When are you gonna put that on or that on? So that's what we're doing while we're waiting on those ECU parts. Right now, I'm just putting some double-sided tape on for that mirror cover. I wanna get Ganadors at some point, and I don't think it's worth prepping this and painting it, so I just got these carbon fiber covers for the meantime. This is so Okay, I guess mirrors are at the top of the list now.
This is our dumb, short, small, stock O2 sensor.
Yuck.
And this, is our wideband O2 sensor. So what is the difference between these two? Well, they both communicate to the computer what our air fuel measurement is looking like. However, one has very limited capability, while the other one has a wider band capability, hence the name wideband. We want to go ahead and route this all the way from the front of the engine bay towards the end, going through the firewall into the cabin.
All right, guys, it arrived. This is what we needed for the ECU for us to run our nitrous. So basically what it does is it allows you to plug it straight into the ECU, and this allows you to run separate inputs. Sounds like dark magic to me. I don't mess with that. Good morning, y'all. Check out what I have. These are the nozzles that are gonna be spraying the nitrous. There's just a little tip at the end and a little hole, and the larger the hole, the more nitrous gets shot. That fitting comes off, and one of these sits in there. So this is how we're gonna meter the exact amount of nitrous coming out of that bottle. I have never gotten this far before. To the
Really?
point where you're loading up a base map. I always just get distracted and buy another car.
I could see that.
So how does it work?
Base map is essentially just what you need to make like an predetermined air fuel mixture and like everything that you need for that vehicle to run decently for you to go to a tuner. That's it.
A good tuner is like a good barber. You know what I mean? They'll get you right. You don't have to worry about it. But sometimes you're sitting in that chair like, oh, you're about to f my shit up. All right, so now all we got to do is add in horsepower code, and then we should be good.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
We're going in. 3, 2, 1. Add more horsepower, add more horsepower.
I put 3,000.
There's a firewall, there's a firewall!
You have 30 seconds, get through it.
All right, on the count of 3, press enter. 3, 2, 1.
Is the key on and the ECU connected? Sorry, I should have checked that.
Yes, it is.
Right now, Link ECU is hacking our computer to help us out with some like remote access.
Ah! Oh my God, he's moving around.
Ray, please don't go through the photos. Look what he's writing.
Oh my God.
Give me everything.
Bro, Ray's low-key evil.
Do you really work for Link ECU?
I don't know.
That's a government phone number. Feds are trying to blow up our car, dude. Oh, hey, Justin. Okay, cool, dude.
Celebrate.
Yes.
Oh no! That's not what I wanted.
Link ECU was able to verify that everything is working, so now we're on the phone with our tuner from Unrivaled Performance, who's buttoning up everything else, and soon, we'll be ready to start this thing.
I almost said it. This is going way too easy. Why is this install going so fast? I feel like something bad's gonna happen.
Stop!
We're ready, Steph.
But it almost seems like it's not getting any fuel.
It's cranking over, but it's not starting yet. Okay, so at this point, there's something really fishy going on. Before we installed the new ECU, the car fired right up. We didn't touch anything mechanically, or so we thought. Basically, our car was not getting any fuel, and it's all because of some stupid little bolt that was grounding the direct injection control unit. It's just stupid, but we fixed it. And once we put that bolt in, that thing fired right up and purred. Whoa! Yes! Guys, it's finally time to get the FRS on the dyno, and I am incredibly nervous. This is Danny of Unrivaled Tuning. He was who Steph was on the phone with, my friend. Tell us about the journey we're about to embark on.
It's a journey I'm very nervous about.
I am too.
The 2013 FRS F820 is not my favorite motor. And the fact that you guys are like, hey, we're gonna shoot nitrous at it, and it's just super worrisome in a sense. You know, we have a car out there that motor let go on one track day.
It's just a stock motor.
Yeah, it was a stock motor, yes.
Without a supercharger or nitro.
Correct.
The thing is, the earlier boxer motors that came in these cars were not that reliable. They can't really handle that much power. For example, this BRZ right here blew up on its second track day, but I have my fingers crossed because for whatever reason, I feel like we put so much love into this thing that it can't fail us now.
I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna do everything in our power to make 300 horsepower, which is your goal, on just the supercharger. If I can avoid the nitrous, I will avoid the nitrous.
So the nitrous is almost like our doomsday button.
Essentially.
It's like when we don't hit 300, it's like, all right, nuke the world, boom.
It'll be fine. What's the mileage on this thing?
Be strong. Make me proud, please, please. Guess who's here? We got Oscar Sr. and Jr. These guys brought a higher boost pulley so we can get closer to that 300 number with as minimal nitrous as possible. Them Jackson boys showed up and said, hold up, let me give you a smaller wheel, make you go faster. Car's on, it's hooked up to the dyno. All right, here we go. Uh, 190. We still got 110 to go. All right, run it back. $235. We're getting higher and higher, man. I think we cracked the code,
You're banking about 262. We're capped out on 91 octane. This is as far as it's letting us go. I mean, if you want to make that 300, you should spit 50 shot of nitrous at it and see what it does.
So Danny just pulled me aside and said, you're kind of playing with fire right now because now we're just trying to say more. I want to do at least a 50 shot, which I think is relatively conservative. So he says he's going to pull some timing out of it and we're going to give it a shot, literally. I could be sabotaging myself so bad because everyone's like, dude, this thing's a beast just the way it is. Like, we're just, you know, off camera talking about it. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, am I making a horrific decision or am I a boss? I really don't want it to I want to drive it, dude. We're doing it for the vine, bro. We're doing it for the vine. Good luck, my friend. So in case it backfires into the intake manifold and detonates like we had happen on the PT Cruiser, we're gonna close the hood so none of us lose our vision. Hey, but hey. Before we reveal how much horsepower we made, I want to thank everybody who made this build a reality. Like Steph, Justin, Nolan, Zach, Sandro, Mark. The whole purpose of this build was not just to feel more confident when we're driving this car, but to be more confident when we're working on it. All right, and duh, the car obviously didn't blow up. So, why don't we really put our foot down and give this car a proper go? Oh my God. Oh my God. When you spend a year working every day, this is an insane feeling. This is such an insane, here we go. Yes! Steph.
Tristaroni baloney.
This car looks a lot different than when we first brought it here, huh?
It does, it sure does.
So let's take a trip down memory lane and talk about everything we've done so far. When we first got this thing, the exterior was in super rough shape. The body kit was rotting off of it. The over fender cut was absolutely whack and the paint was in horrible condition. Also, it didn't even have a front bumper. After we gave this thing a tune-up, we focused our attention on the suspension. GK Tech gave us the whole catalog. We got an angle kit, arms all the way around, and a 5x114.3 conversion so we could have these Workmeister S1s. We picked up these Workmeister S1s off of Facebook Marketplace, found out these are Terminuses in the rear and Workmeister S1s in the front. That sucked. Regardless though, we disassembled them, gave them a good clean, and powder coated the faces white so we could have some matching with that roll cage. It's a vision, bro, it's a vision quest. We fitted this thing with a Robot Craftsman wide body kit, a ton of carbon fiber from Cybon, and a Porsche Signal yellow paint job that we did all ourselves in an Amazon inflatable paint booth. We hit a couple of snags along the way, like the windshield breaking when we tried to take it out, and paint runs, and contamination, and all that, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it's really cool that we did it ourselves too. Now the interior of this car looked just as bad as the outside, if not worse, so we gave it a real thorough clean, some new interior panels, Studio RSR half cage, Sparko seats, the whole 9 yards, and you can't forget that insane subwoofer enclosure and the GameCube in the back, baby. And last but not least, we did the impossible. We made a fast FRS. I'm just teasing, but seriously, the boxer motor in this car from the factory is woefully slow, so we got a Jackson Racing supercharger and that nitrous, and now we're as fast as we look. I saw a comment that was asking, are we seriously about to see a donut car finished? And the answer to that is no. The whole point of a project car, and I know this sounds really corny, is to actually enjoy working on it and building it and to have fun. There's always gonna be something wrong with it, like I'm missing a molding here, there's a scratch there, there's no hood scoop, I wanna put a splitter on it. There's always something you can do, and that's a good thing. So Steph, is this car officially unclapped? Hell yeah! Yes! So, how much power did we end up making?
If we got rid of the cats, we should be borderlining 290 to 300 horsepower with just the supercharger, and then you add the nitrous on top, which would be about a 50 shot. So you'd be looking at 350.
280 horsepower to the wheel, meaning 314 horsepower approximately at the crank, meaning we smashed our goal by 14 horsepower. Feels good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I'm new here and you guys took a really big chance with me, but I love Donut, I love this channel, and I really love y'all. But I'm curious, which car would you like to see us unclap next? Bye.